Hi, it's me, Poison, and I hope you are all having a great day so far. We are getting ready to do stream. So, uh, NTE is the game. I got into a lot of closed betas, as if you've been following the channel, you know, because we've been in like a different closed beta every week since the end of May. That being said, one of the ones I'm looking forward to most is NTE, which I believe starts on July 3rd. You can still pre-register to try to get in. I believe that you can pretty much do that until it starts. And they might even do recruitment during. So if you aren't pre-registered for NTE's closed beta, go ahead and hit that registration. And yeah, join me in playing. It is PC only right now, but when it releases, when the game fully releases, it'll be for console, phone, and PC. So I made we also won an art contest with NTE, and that's one of the reasons why we got in. We actually won twice, but you can only win entry to the contest, like to the beta once. So like, because we won in the art contest, and we also won in like a random drawing. Uh, so hopefully I don't win a third time and take up a person's seat. um, I'm also hoping that that is an indication that our luck is going to be amazing when it comes to the polls in the game. But yeah, our art contest entry was a VTuber model of Mint. So like a 3D model of one of the characters from the game. So now we are coming up on that closed beta. I want to make my standard Poison in said universe, but I'm trying to figure out how I want to blend the art styles because I've done my face in a more flat anime art style. I don't necessarily love how it looks, and I find it hard to like my own art when I do anime art styles because a lot of it is your brain filling in the blanks, but when I make it, my brain doesn't fill in those blanks. So it's hard for me to tell when it's finished or if it looks good. That's kind of why I like the semi-realism art style I've gone with because it's easier for me to see when it's finished. Let's go to live scene. Um, I better. Okay, yeah. I was about to say I better not have been muted for that entire thing. I was not. Live scene. Okay, so if you watched the TikTok, not TikTok, I guess it was a TikTok also, but if you watched my short or TikTok, you know that last night, this is my version of like doodling. It's like doing paint stuff. I did this kind of like doodle to see what it's like if I move NTE's like features onto like one of my core designs, like the model that you see me speaking with right now. And uh it's like, yeah. So I used Mint's face as a reference. I think now we're gonna do the reverse. We're gonna take my face and make this face over in my art style. We're gonna do that as just like a quick doodle thing. It's not gonna be perfect. It may not even be good, but I just kind of want to see on an NTE face, where would my shading go? And so that way I can go back to my model and kind of blend the two art styles. We're going to be focusing mostly on this lower portion of the face, but I'm basically like, we're not going to be focused too much on this area down here. We're going to be focused mostly on the face, and I might reshape the top of the head a little bit. But yeah, so I think we're going to do this part first to kind of try to help me figure out the direction I want to go in. I've came up with a few ideas for the outfit. Once we finish with this, we'll work on that. And then once we're done working on the Vtuber model, or at least get to a stopping point on the Vtuber model. We'll play some Northern Waves maybe and like do our dailies, because I do need to do those. And hello, Silver Sun. I hope you are doing well. I also did calibrate my draw pad this time, so it should work better. Most of the times when I've done art the past few days, my draw pad has not been calibrated. I've been doing it on hard mode for no reason. And I'm doing pretty good. My pharmacy, well, actually my entire area ran out of the medication I need to live, because the medication I need to live comes from Mexico. And so after calling around for a long time, and I finally got in contact with CVS, and there was exactly one bottle of my medication in the entire city. And I live in a city, so like that's concerning. But I found it, and now I have my medication I need. So we have solved that crisis. In my family, and this might be toxic or something. No, it probably is toxic the more I think about it. There's this thing where you don't tell anyone about your issues until you've already solved it. So, because you don't want to worry anybody. So, like, it was like, oh, well, we shouldn't say anything because there's nothing they could do about it. I am now realizing in saying that actually might not be healthy. That might be what we call toxic and not good to do. But yeah, like, that was like a very big mentality growing up, was like, you don't tell anyone what's going on that's wrong until you've already found the solution. So one thing that is to note, that's the difference between my face and their face. I don't do an outline on the face. I do a gradient shading. So I think first we're going to try to start with some of the skin here. And we're going to keep the layers like here as they are. So this is also my face kind of in a dim light. So like, it's not necessarily the best indication. However, because I mostly do art that like gets shown in a dark environment, because I like to do glow effects, it is kind of my art style. But we're going to start with doing not like necessarily the tones I use on my skin, but we're going to kind of try to find an equivocal tone for this skin. And I'm going to use just a brush here and see what happens when I use different shades. Because we want to find their semi-realism color. I think they're this row. Like, that could possibly be, but that's going to be a little orange. Whereas this is like a kind of like a creamy orange. And I think this is going to read more like the character. Because here we are trying to make exactly that character, but in my art style, using my face on the right side as a reference. This is a new thing I'm trying out to see how it works for me. I enjoyed doing it on my face. Now I'm going to see if I can reverse the process and change this face more to mine. The other option that I have here is I could just kind of, I'm pale, like in my model and stuff, and Mint is kind of pale. I could just kind of copy paste my shading over. But I think we're going to start with doing this. I want to get rid of the outline that the face has. which is gonna automatically make this look a lot different. So I'm gonna go through all of these areas that have like this black line that separates skin from other parts. And we're gonna cover it up. I want to maintain the things that make mint mint. Like I want to maintain that face shape. So we won't copy my face shape on this side, but we want to copy everything else. And I'm going to take this just as a thin line. And we're going to mix that in with the other color. Because I'm using paint as a side note right now, so these colors will mix as I use them. Then I'm going to take the creamy color again. I'm going to take the center part of this face. I want to kind of do a triangle here. I want to take a darker color. Just get the nose started. Although I feel like mint would have like a button nose. And the way that I do a button nose is I follow button nose contour, which is to kind of do like an X. I'm gonna make a new layer for this nose. Hey, Novella! I hope you are doing well. We are working on copying my art style over onto this character named Mint, so that way we can try to get a good idea of how I want to make my VTuber model that's supposed to be in the same universe as theirs, but I want to keep my like semi-realism. So I'm looking at how to blend art styles with NTE's design. And thank you. Oh, whoops. I need to go on this layer. First things first is like getting rid of like the anime outline on the face. And also then doing skin texture, because I do use skin texture and like highlight, contour, and all that fun stuff. Let's see. I'm gonna use a pen. I need to get... I'm gonna do like a kind of cat nose here. So I gotta figure out the best way to get that structure. We're getting there. The nose is definitely going to be the hardest thing because anime noses don't exactly exist. sometimes some characters don't even have a nose, which was another thing I didn't necessarily like about doing on my model, because I know I'm not going to like how that looks in a 3D environment. It's weird because like I'll like how it looks on their model, I just won't like how it looks on mine. Because I really like their art. We're just gonna do like very thin. And we do have this set up to be a speed paint that will go up probably tomorrow morning, as long as it's not terribly ugly. We're starting to get to my face. I feel like I can use that same color for this under part of the nose. And let's try using this for the contour. I think part of the issue is that's going way too far in. Okay, and then I'm going to blend. You're not trying to look Republican today. So we don't want that harsh of a nose contour. You know, I see it. It is a cat girl, so that does make sense. And I think Monster High, ironically, because a lot of my like look is video game inspired, Monster High might actually be in a similar vein as my like look. Speaking of my look, I don't want this to be as drastic. So I'm going to just blend this out a little bit to help. That way it's not such a harsh line in the center. Then I'm gonna take a paintbrush. I'm gonna use gouache because I'm pretty sure I used a gouache brush on my face. Oh, it's kind of looking like Rococo too from Wuthering Waves. Now it's not going to look exactly like the face on this side because this side is 3D and is a picture of a 3D object, whereas this other side is obviously one I'm painting, so it's going to have different texture inherently, but we can get it pretty close. I think next I want to try to work on this blue. And for that, I'm going to take my hair, go to this chart, and then kind of just go to the blue side. Because we're probably going to make the hair color a lot darker. Because I like working with dark colored hair. And we are trying to adapt this to my art style. So we're going to have some darker strands as the base of this hair. This isn't going to be on the top. This is going as the base layer. Speaking of which, I am technically drawing on the model, and I don't want to do that. I want a new layer for hair. I think I'm gonna flatten this out, but I'm not 100% sure. Okay, and then I want to take their blue and go over where I put these dark lines. I'm gonna take the darker part of this red. It's gonna look not necessarily the best until I fix it. Because it's gonna get like some blurs. Yeah, it definitely has more of a rounded. They go for more youthful. I definitely age myself up because I am an adult and I don't like looking like a child. It's not my thing. I'm not trying to trick people into thinking I'm a high schooler. I have a master's degree. I am not young. Well, I mean, I'm young, but like I'm not ancient yet. But yeah, this is gonna look very like scratchy until I start adding the detail parts. I'm gonna take the dark shadow part. And we just wanna kind of take the areas that are gonna be more in shadow. I need to grab that blue again. There we go. We're also going to use the reverse shading because that's also very popular for like Chinese designs, where you put like sometimes like highlight goes in some of the areas where there's shadow, in some of the areas where there's supposed to be shadow, they put highlight and it creates this glowing effect. It feels weird because this does not look great, but I have to remind myself that I'm a fairly decent artist and that art doesn't always look good at the beginning. Even if you are good at art, it's got to look bad before it can look good. It doesn't. I mean, some artists are different and just built different, and theirs doesn't necessarily have to look bad. But for me, it's got to look bad before it's going to look good. And that's okay, because we are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. I do find it funny that like someone who doesn't know what I'm doing might think, you're just coloring over their models. Like, I'm not going to be using this. This is a learning part of the day, or learning part of the process. I'm trying something different. I want to see if doing this helps me make a model that captures NTE's vibe better. I also need to start looking at some fashion magazines for like streetwear. Right now, the idea is to like use a blend of my Miku model and like my normal outfit, because my Miku model is in more street fashion. Okay, now let's blend. Oh, whoops, not that. We're gonna do Control C, Control V, and now we blend. Because no one can see your mistakes if you blend them away. Do 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 do. And I'll keep blending and blending and blending and blending. When will my blending end? I love how I use this like fancy brush that does all of these hair strands just to like blur it and use it kind of just as a shading guide for hair strands. Kind of defeats the point just a little bit. Um, it's starting to look like my hair does. We're gonna take this and gonna do some like light blending down here. The way that this works, as a side note, because I was wondering why this looks good and why this like, because like to me this looks good. Like, I mean, someone else might say it doesn't, but I say this looks good. The reason why I think it is because you can't actually see the individual hairs on someone's head all the time, uh, especially like in a picture. So like this kind of copies like a little bit of blurred vision. So like you can see strands, but like you can't necessarily make them all the way out. So you know they're there, they're just not necessarily the most visible thing. I think that's why this seems to like make so much sense when I look at it. Oop, that was eraser. There's a quick button on my pen that immediately switches my drawing to erasing. I kind of want to just ignore that this is a thing, but we won't. I do feel like I'm gonna need separate pieces for it though. It's just gonna be annoying with the brushes that I use. Okay, then I want to take these. Also, this is so blurry, it's hard to see that it's a braid. But that's what I'm working with. I almost want to cover their braid up and like just draw a braid because that might be easier, but we've already come so far. We've already come so far. As in, we've been working on it for all of 5 seconds, which basically is the point of no return. I mean, for my ADHD brain, accurate. Mm. Okay, and I'm gonna take a blend, and we're gonna just hope that we don't have to do this more than once. It's very smart. I would have done this on its own layer, but we mostly just need to add my texture to this so it doesn't look like it doesn't fit. I think if I had to summarize what my art style is in like a just very simple term, I would say it's kind of like a dreamy semi-realism. Like everything is like, it looks like if you were dreaming it, in other words. It's like, or like uh the dream flashback of a character, like in an anime or video game, where like everything's a little bit like blur and bloomed. Okay. Now all these other layers should go under the skin. I'm gonna take these values and go like that. Blend. That's not the best nose I've ever done, but it's serviceable. I don't think anyone's gonna super complain about it. And if they do, that's okay. I don't have to listen. One of the nice things about doing the reverse here is the fact that because I did this, like, and this is in my art style, I don't have to look at the reference as much. I will grab their, like, browns and blacks here, because they're fairly close to, like, decisions I would have made for these sections. Let's see, pen. Okay. Oh, if we're doing truly Poison style, we gotta make this monochromatic. And I'm gonna grab this turnip pen again. I will actually do this. This is kind of how I did my eyebrows. I just like kind of took the hairbrush, a lot cleaner than this, but then I just did that. And I blurred it lightly, but for this, we're gonna blur it a little bit heavier. And then I'm gonna go over this one more time, but we're gonna zoom in more. And time for the more lashes, more lashes, more energy. I don't like how it... I love this brush so much, but it can be a pain. Mostly be a pain in a situation like this where I'm working with a pre-existing drawing, so like I have to be more careful with the edges. Okay. And now I love what they did with this light blue, so we are gonna use their light blue. But now we're gonna make it more of like an eyelash. Oh. It got disconnected. Am I back? Let me make sure it stayed connected on the... Okay. Last time that happened, it actually like ended my YouTube video. And so I had to go back. Well, I haven't yet, but if I wanted to fix it, I would have to go back and like do a lot of like heavy editing to like clip things together. And I don't typically like make every video into a full video like on YouTube. Okay. And then what I do for this is I kind of leave the edge of this more like eyelash-like, and then I blend the base out. I'm gonna take this. Okay, and I want to take this dark blue that I'm using as eyeliner. Just gonna... fill this out a little bit. Okay, and now time for the eye. And thank you, Novella, for letting me know that I'm back. Okay, I think I'm not gonna be able to color sample too much here. I used like this pinkish white for the eye. Way more white. Just gonna draw this all as the white part. We'll fix that other part later. I'm doing this on the hair layer. The eyes 100% need their own layer. Just gotta do this. Do 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 do. Okay. And we can use their eye shading here. Oh, this is a darker color, so it would go on the sides. And then I would use like a super bright pink down here. I don't get to use pink very often, so if I do get to, I'm gonna use a bright, bright pink. Into like a Barbie pink. then we're going to do this shade. And then we're going to move into the red category. I'm going to go ahead and do this highlight here, because this highlight's going to stay. Okay, I'm going to use this. Take an even darker color. Okay, and now time for blending, my favorite part. Honestly, if I could be sponsored by Blend, I would be by now. If Blend is sponsoring anybody, just let me know. Because I love to say that I don't know how to draw, I know how to blend until a drawing looks great. That's approximately the color placing I want. What I need now is a super dark red that's going to outline the eye, and then I'm going to blend into the center of the eye. Okay, and now let's add the eyeshadow section, which I just recently started doing. And I feel like it's really leveled up a lot of things for me. Let's see. I want this layer to be a multiply. And we are going to choose it to be red. Okay, and now blend. And then I want a new layer, and we're going to call this layer an add glow. This is going to be the reflection on the eye. Then blend. It's this layer. I'm gonna blend this out. Eraser. Now I don't know what that is. Like this little section right here that's all like mucky. But I'm sure I can find what layer that is on. Okay. Okay, and then I go for a fairly dark line. Oop. Trying to turn my draw pad so I can get this clean. Now blend. Okay, and this part's really dark, and I need to make this part underneath the eyebrow the same shade. If not a little bit darker. Okay, blend. And now let's do the lips. Now, I believe, in my opinion, Mint, because they have this way more innocent look to themselves. Let me see if I can't grab the shot that I'm thinking of. Honestly, any picture of Mint would do. I don't see any pictures of Mint. I'll just use this. Because Mint has this like very innocent-esque look to them, I don't want to do too like colorful of a lip. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to do more of a natural lip, quotation marks on natural. Because I doubt it's going to be fully natural, but like, it's going to be my version of a natural lip. So I'm going to go back to my skin tones over here. I'm going to take like a pink. I'm going to take this spray paint brush and we're just going to do like a light peach on the bottom. I just want to kind of go like this. And then I'm going to take that a bit darker for the top. I do sometimes wonder why anime is so afraid to do makeup. Maybe they don't have enough of the girls and the gays on the art team. Oh, this mouth should be way wider. Okay, I'm gonna take a blend. And this is how we're gonna get the lip to be more natural, is we're gonna blend out the edge really hard to kind of give like a natural skin gradient into the lip. I think this needs to be bigger. Oop. That is not looking right so far. Erase. I mean, I guess to be fair, it would probably be hard to do uh, any kind of like makeup look with how the art style is supposed to work. Then I'm gonna take this and we're gonna like make it more transparent so it matches the skin tone better. Last thing, I'm gonna resize it. I like how it looks, it's just not quite the right size. I need to figure out what layer I put that nose on. I know it's close to the bottom. There it is. So I want to blend out that nose a bit more. Take this color. Okay, can I go ahead and say this one thing about Mint and my art style? Why? Okay, so I'm a very pop princess. Like, I love Pink, I love like stripper music and all that other stuff. Why does my version of Mint look so punk? Like mine is way more punk than I expected it to come out. Like this is the like lead singer of a Paramore cover band. Like it's not full punk, but it's like alternative punk. Like they believe that they are full punk. Also, I love that hard P I'm putting on punk. Also, look at me speaking for a community I am not part of. I did try to hang. Well, no, I had a lot of friends. The people I tried to hang out with, ironically, were the anime crowd, but I was seen as too like preppy, like because I was typically seen with as that kind of person. So it made it really hard for me to get people convinced that no, I am a nerd as well. I am one of you. I are thou. Thou is me. Okay, I'm gonna take this. Blend. I'm gonna just borrow their white for this. And blend. Let's blend again. Okay, one thing I'm missing here is a little bit of blush. So we're gonna add that redness back into the cheeks. I always do makeup on its own layer. I could do like a Lydia B. Collins blush. Or Lydia, but whole Collins. And like go crazy with it. And blend it all the way up to like the temple. Because I do take a lot of inspo from like drag and drag makeup. I'm gonna turn that even lighter. And right now it's kind of pulling my face back in a like face stretchy way. And this is a youthful character, so I'm gonna take a brighter red and we're gonna kind of do something a little bit more natural. With some pinks. Then I'm gonna go into the red. And then I believe they have like these 3 lines, like they're supposed to be like the Naruto cat whiskers. New layer, because I'm gonna need to do the transparency thing on this. Zoom, 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 zoom. I'm just gonna blur these out. Oh yeah. Okay, I don't want to start drama, but I don't know if anyone else saw NTE's post where they had an unfortunate thing happen because, not NTE, Blue Protocol. Basically what they did is they accidentally posted, I mean, I believe it's an accident, could be that they're trying to do a soft, hey, we might launch on the 17th, but the China release date for Blue Protocol is July 17th, which is the exact center of the year, which is why the emoji that's a calendar emoji that has a date on it uses July 17th, because it's the middle of the year. Now here's the issue, is they posted on the global page, hey, like calendar, then the calendar emoji that has July 17th on it, and then a calendar picture underneath. And this is on the English like side of their like page. So then they have basically a post that's like, calendar, get ready for the summer with insert character name, and they have the emoji with that has the July 17th date on it, which means that like that could be read very easily as this game is coming to global on that same day, which I think it's a typo because I know previously they stated that it's not coming to global on the same day. And typically when it comes to company news, I use the least favorable news to determine like what's actually happening, because oftentimes that's the case. I think, yeah. I need to grab this. Grab. That should help a bit. Oh, yeah, no, okay, yeah. Blue Protocol is a game, and let me just go to their tweet, because it's probably still up. Because sometimes, this is the other thing, is that because it's like a Chinese company, oftentimes there's little typos in their announcements. Okay. So this is the post, and it's Blue Protocol Star Resonance, July 17th, PBSR calendar July. Who's ready to enjoy summer with Rorola? Wishlist now. And so like it reads as it's coming out July 17th, but that is also just the calendar emoji. Like when it has, so there's two calendar emojis, one with a date, which has July 17th because it's the middle of the year, and the one without the date. They should have used the one without the date, because this day also happens to be the release date for the Chinese version of the game. So when they post it on global with that emoji, it definitely reads a very like specific type of way. Like if you look, I don't scroll through on Twitter on live because who knows what we'll see, but like most of the replies to that tweet are people being excited about the release date. So I'm wondering if we might get that as a release date, even if it wasn't planned for that day, just to avoid negative PR before the game's like officially out. Because I would be worried if I was that company, because they already have like a bad track record right now of like not releasing the game. Because they already did that once. Where they said the game was going to come out and then it didn't. They said soon, but then soon turned out to be EOS, which means end of service. But yeah, like I don't want to start anything because I'm 90% sure that that's a typo. And I messaged on the Discord like, hey, I don't know if this is a typo or not, but like just want to call attention to the fact that you just posted the date July 17th and then said get ready for a summer with this character on the global. And I'm pretty sure they just mean that fact that you can get that calendar picture. But like, yeah. Because there's a calendar picture underneath it too. But if I was them, I would probably try to clear that up sooner than later. To not risk people like being super excited to download it on that day and then getting a very sad disappointment. Because those people who do that will more than likely not be checking out the game. You don't want a blue ball protocol people. They're already, in my opinion, dropping the ball a little bit. I know it's not fully the company's fault, but they're not announcing the global date alongside the China date. And I know it's because it's a different publisher who's working on the global, but your common player doesn't understand how publishing works. So they're kind of just going to end up giving themselves a bad name to all of those players. And if you only want intelligent players to play your game, or like you want a specific type of reading comprehension for your game, I would have just let you know that at least in the US, our reading comprehension level on average is extremely low. We shouldn't be proud to say that, and it's not a humble brag, but like America's reading comprehension extremely low. And that's not even just like for young people. That is on average. On average, the highest reading comprehension level, like not highest, on average, the reading comprehension level, I believe, is 8th grade or lower. which is middle school. So the school before high school. Like, I have my master's. I have a reading level way above that, but like, that is the average. So it's very important when you make those kind of posts to either clear them up really fast or like roll with it. Because you alienating that group, although some people might like try to be edgelords and be like, yeah, who cares if they read it wrong? That sounds fun in theory until your game has a failed launch because no one knew what day it was supposed to be. And then because in the past the game has not fully came out, people just assuming that it was canceled. Also, no shame if you do have a low reading comprehension level. I personally have dyslexia, so although I have a high reading comprehension level, there's a good chance I read it wrong the first time. And sometimes that's all getting a high comprehension means, is that you read it more than once. Like, you don't have to get it right on the first time if you're willing to admit your mistakes and learn from them. If you can't do that, then yeah, you kind of have to get it right on the first time. I'm debating if I want to do anything to this bottom part. I'll just reshade this part a little bit. Just so that way it matches the face. But yeah, so that's Mint and my art style. With a green nostril for some reason. New layer. Let's switch this to like a dark blue. Set this to multiply. And then I want to see that transformation. Wait, first, I see one area that needs to be fixed. There we go. File. Time-lapse. Export. I like my dark green hair, but one thing I can see already is the major factor here. I'm gonna do 30 seconds instead because you can't really see, because I'm doing so many small changes in brush strokes, 15 seconds makes it hard to see what I'm doing. I did a way more detailed process on this one. Yeah, I like that. We did it! Minted my art style in 1 hour and 28 minutes. And it does give me some ideas on how, if I want to make the model kind of more in the mix of the two. Like how my, like if I design Mint, this is how Mint would look. Which I do think is interesting. It lets me know that if I did character design for like a gacha or like a game, that my characters would probably have this very like intense look to them. Export. We're gonna call it Mint in my art style. Their face is also more pointed than mine, but I kind of got rid of her chin and replaced it with my chin with how this is cut. Because I'm not a big fan of the pointed chin. Again, it's one of those things where like it's looks good when other people do it, but when I do it, all I see is a pointed chin. I don't see like a face. You know what's really weird? This face and this face are the same shade of color. The main difference here is the fact that this face, except that, I mean, that eyeshadow, not, I'm talking about the actual face part. The main difference here is that this face doesn't have the shaders turned on, and the lighting environment that it's in is like not really a thing. Some of the key things I noticed was like kind of keeping this bigger anime eye. Let's see. I'm thinking that I want to do kind of like these like Sailor Shore-esque, and then socks, and then like a shoe. I'm gonna do like maybe DNA lace-up shoe. The top, I'm not sure if I'm gonna do like a button up that's open down here with this kind of like sleeve excerpt, or if I want to go outfit. Let me grab this one. Edit. Where is... Here it is. kind of do like this outfit and then eraser. Do you think I need to hide this part right now? Mirror. What's showing? Okay. Skin, new layer. White. Okay, go down. To one of these layers. So you need to hide that layer. Then I probably need to make the hood black. So I'll just do this. If I want to go with something that's more along the lines of this, where like we have a similar silhouette to what I used before, and then kind of do like a T up here. Do something along the lines of this, where it's like kind of more like a sports thing. Of course, this bottom part would need to be designed differently than what this is. It could still be like a crop top. Action. Because this kind of reminds me of like the style of outfit that I would see people who are like on the wrestling team wear. like on the track when like doing their like runs. Oftentimes like with a sweat bag, like a trash bag sometimes over them just for the like gaining weight or losing weight, so they hit her in a different weight bracket. Kind of curious as to, okay, it's that one. For the Miku outfit, I had the sleeves go down to about right here. And then they had like this green line right here going across and around. And then DNA going up the sides. But I'm not sure. I think this is the... I wasn't sure if I was going to do a hood or not. But the more I look at it without the hood, the more I'm thinking I probably should put the hood on. Because I don't necessarily love this. Because this just doesn't look necessarily the best. Cover that up. Then let's edit this to be like a hoodie situation. Well, a cropped hoodie. I do remember when everyone was wearing cropped hoodies at one point. Like 2018-ish to like 2015 to like 2018. Okay, grab that. I think I can bring this in. I can. -50. Oh, those arms are way too open. I have to use another like thing underneath this to act as modesty shirt. The actual like bottom part of the outfit. Where is... do this, close this, much bigger. We're just gonna make sure we got everything. Let's see. Because I kind of don't want to lose my crop. I kind of like my crop top. Which means one option would be to do this. And then let's do we'll use this one. Then I'm gonna cut it up. And then I can hide the modesty shirt. Get this like kind of. I'm gonna pull it in a little bit on the sides. And let's go to this and we'll edit a little bit here. That's gonna make it look too sportsy. Waist, lower back. Because we do like being able to show off the abs. I worked hard on them. And I did a good job. I like having this option. But the idea that I'm thinking here, let's see, is Miku actually named Miku? They are. Oh, nope. Clicked wrong one. The idea is kind of to do this with the sleeve. There's a lot of glow going on. Let me turn the bloom down. I didn't even know I had bloom turned on right now. Let's see. No bloom. I debated doing like this dress up hoodie and then doing like this same like splatter here. That's what the other outfit is. And then having like these sailor shorts instead of this like Sailor Scout thing. And I'm gonna make my shoes more like how I have my shoes here. I just don't know what happened to these custom items because I made everything here. I'm guessing I just didn't save it. But this was the other idea. And it's such a cool idea. It makes me want to actually... That's the reason why this is a design. It's because we're like, what do we want this model to be? Do we want it to be something like this, where it's very similar to something I've already had? Or do I want to do something more like this, which is going to be a little new, not fully new, because as you can see, I did it on this model. I do know I want to cut this differently, which is going to be annoying because that means I have to redo the design on top. That's not like I did a good job on that. It's fairly bland. I'm gonna turn modesty, because I think I'm gonna get rid of this t-shirt, and we're gonna go for something that has like a collar. Something like this, we're definitely gonna erase what's there. Because I don't need this. And mostly when it's something that was going to combine this bottom part with the top part. I mean, like I wanted something with this collar. Can I just take this color? Okay. And then I think that would be good. And I'm pretty sure this will come out to be a little bit more flat. I need to turn off the mirror. Grab this. Add. We want neck accessories, tie. Can I? Oh, this won't work because this is too tight. I mean, I could just use this for that necktie piece. I mean, like this collar part. Make sure I get all of the excess. Okay, and then I go back up to this. Because I have more control over, like, this as a whole. Like, I can reshape this one a lot better. I think. Shade like that. That's fairly good. I've still got to master getting, like, the texture right. So, like, I'm gonna have to, like, color this, like, this part. And I still need to color the sleeves. I think I can safely get rid of the hoodie. Erase. Control C. There we go. Grab and then jacket layer. think these sleeves need to come down a little bit more. Can I tighten up the top? I forgot for a second that I had switched the model that I'm streaming with to the Miku one, so I could see how I did it on the Miku. I'm having to remind myself that this all is going to be a lot darker when it's finished, and to not really worry about the color yet. Okay, and I'm gonna grab the brighter green here. As I say, that is definitely green. That could be really cool. Let's make this less thick. Oop. There we go. Yeah, that reads like DNA. Second guessing myself for a moment there. Like, does that? I'm like, yeah, it does. I'm gonna brighten this up. That's why I'm like making it a little bit more like dark, because it's gonna have like light effects on it, similar to like the Miku here. Let me just connect this. Okay, I want to grab this dark. Go to the sleeves, paint can. There we go. I wish there was a thing that would like let me go back one color, like a color history thing right here, instead of having to save it each time. I need these pants probably to be darker. Hard to say. Save as. Actually, I could probably just save. File, save. Yes. There we go. Now everything's that kind of same matchy, like navy blue. I definitely used more of a black on the Miku, but I think the navy blue is going to read better. I don't need to worry anything about like material wise, because I know I'm going to do that with a normal map. I don't have to worry too much about texturing the material this time. Export. Yes. Okay. File. Open. The selector wand. And then we go to a straight line. Okay. Got a straight line. Now I just need to place this in the right spot. And I don't want to be that thick. Need to see where this is. I put it at that center part. Yeah, that works. Okay, I need see, that doesn't work. What I need is for like the center part here. This is difficult because I need it to like, if I can get it right on one side, I can get it right on both sides, but like, back to straight line. Okay, got this. And flip. Cancel. Control C, Control V. Grab this. Flip. And hit accept. File, save. And then open it up. Oh, whoops, that is the wrong one. So that's the correct, that actually looks pretty cool as far as the sleeve goes. But it's not the right thing. Okay, it does look like you still have to like clean up one section. Oh wait, that's not right. It's just because the underneath part. Skirt length, hem, sleeve. Okay. And this part is gonna have its own like little like effects that are gonna make it much brighter than this. Because it's all gonna be electric green. I think this is a good saving point. And we'll sleep on the design and see like how I like it. Or like leave it for a little bit and do something different. Give my eyes a break and then come back to it. Because flipping the canvas isn't exactly a thing for digital art. I mean, like it can be, but like, I mean, not digital art. I mean, in this form, because I can't really flip the model. I can spin them around, but that won't actually flip them. Let's see. I'm gonna switch my category over to Wuthering Waves for a brief moment. And we're gonna do my dailies. Me close up. Okay. Summer Poison, yeah. Okay, actually, you know what? Give me about 10 minutes and I'll be back. We're gonna switch some stuff out. And I need to have a bathroom break. Hello, I am back. Just give me one moment. Me close up. Hello. Oop, I'm zoomed way out. There we go. That's better. Let's see. Make sure that everything went through. There it goes. I was like, my category didn't switch over. But now it is. Oh, wait, let me change my YouTube title to also reflect that it's this plus gaming. So that way my title's not misleading. Just adding on and then gaming. There we go. Minimize. I should be able to leave a lot of these programs open just as long as I minimize them. It should be good. Typically that's enough. Minimize. I want to make sure that I have the chat one up though. Headphones. Let's grab. Yes. Weathering waves. But yeah, I need to do my dailies. And then we'll probably go back to working on the model. Because I think we've made good progress on it. But I need to like give my brain a break from looking at it. Because you can sometimes make better progress on a project if you give yourself like a couple of minutes outside of the project to like think. It's patching, which means it's probably gonna force close. Oh no. Yay! We get to just go into it. Live scene. We did end up renewing our Welcome Moon bonus because, honestly, this has been like the main game that I've been playing lately. Okay, it's mostly just that. Oh, we're about to hit our maximum. See, I don't know. I know I need to farm for like those, but I also kind of need to like get money. But like, I'm not mad about my Cartithia echoes. Like, these feel pretty stable for me. Like, is it the best Cartithia build out there? No. I've seen a few people get it to 51,000 or 50,000. However, is this a Cartithia build I like? Yeah. And she already does enough damage. Now, Sayakona needs a lot more work. Because if she doesn't have the gun, her crit's really, really low. Cantarella is another one I feel like needs some work. But it's not terrible. Carlotta's is pretty much almost where I want it to be. Their crit gets up to 71% when they have the gun. And typically I do let Carlotta use the gun, the gold one, because in the ice team she's the main.
But I doubt they can predict which song people will play tomorrow.
Try with basic or heavy attack, increased resonant skill damage. Yeah, we'll go ahead and switch this to you. And Carlotta will give you the gun. Give me one moment. But yeah, so like the other thing I need to do is I need to start building out my other characters. Because right now, those people are the ones who like kind of are my like crutch almost. And also because like Tower of Adversity isn't that bad as long as you're using the buff that's given to you by the team. So like if you the fusion buff, use the fusion characters, etc. And I have Encore, and I don't just have Encore, I have a few constellations on Encore. Because I keep on getting the same characters, so Verena and Encore actually have built up their stacks a little bit. When basic attack hits, Encore's fusion damage bonus is increased to 3%. And I know I want to like I want to try to get as many triangles as possible with the tower. Tower of Adversity. Oh, I need 700 more points. Let's just go ahead and grab that real fast. Because it resets in a day. But yeah, I regularly will watch, not watch, but I'll see like people's posts about their like builds on here. And I'll just be like, my build does not look like that. And hello. I hope you are doing well. We're taking a break from our art project to just play some game. And then we'll go back to the art project after like we do our dailies and stuff, probably. Increase max HP. Confirm. That seems like it was built for Cantarella, a Cantarella Cardathea.
Hopefully this helps. Tempest flash.
ABB.
Hello. We're taking a break from the art portion because I'm like, I still am on the like deciding factor of what exactly I want to do on one of the things.
True form revealed at last.
It doesn't matter where you go.
Torrent, rage on. March on. Furious
I'm
torrent,
tired of you.
split the heavens.
I only need 700 more points in here.
You know that I miss you.
Same.
I want to get with you tonight. But I cannot BB girl and that's the issue.
I feel like that was part song lyrics and part I don't know. I don't have one that does that. I was about to bait getting this one. I was like, wait, this is the one time I didn't take a damaging thing. But I know your day was long, so I won't ask how it was. I just say, I'm sorry. Because I know how it was. Slightly increased basic attack speed. I want one of my...
Girl, you know I miss you. I just want to kiss you. But I can't right now, so baby kiss me through the phone.
I don't know. The song, I do not know it. Dealing damage increases the active resonator's attack and slightly reduces the node. Consume half your HP.
Blasphemy.
What's the name of the song? Because for some reason, at first I thought you were doing... No, I don't know actually.
Kiss me through the phone.
Yeah, no, I don't know that song. I don't think I've ever heard it.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard that song. I don't know what you want from me. I just don't know the music. I've only seen it written. Oh my god, Cardathea's idle animations are the best. I made that water last so long. When lucid dream state, every 1% crit that
I'll let you
exceeds.
change the subject.
Same. I can't help it if Cardathea is adorable. I still don't know what the song is though. The current max HP of all team members is double but fixed? No. Reduce lucid dreaming duration, increase max HP. Yes. And then we'll hold on to the rest.
The night challenge has arrived.
Also, you know what I figured out the other day? That my Cardathea was built very trash. They didn't have any crit. Like their crit was at 11.
Thanks for watching. Now presenting a poem of finale. Heaven, descend. Repent, for silence beckons. Sounding the death knell. Gales purify. Tides rise and crack my blade.
Be gone.
Purge all evil. Wind calls, waits, wind howls.
I like how it looked like he was trying to dodge that sword coming down, but it froze and then like slammed him anyways. Greatly increased crit. I just need 700 more points, but sometimes this gives... Oh wait, this. Thank you.
Such is the hopefully this helps. The wicked will face justice. Thanks for watching. A perfect chord. Crumble. Purge the impure.
I do love this. I wish that there's more to win with this game mode because it is my favorite. Dealing damage increases active resonator's attack and slightly no. Defeating enemy restores defeating an enemy. No, I guess this one. God, Cardathia is so strong. When basic attack restores a small amount of energy. This one, definitely. Max HP increase.
Knights be gone, wicked souls. Such is their blessing. Trials and wicked. Wind calm. Wave calm.
I accidentally defeated this on the other people and I remembered. Moderately increase HP. I want to get one where I get like all the attack speed buff ones. Poor pufferfish.
You won't. Such is their blessing.
That was sad for them. Greatly increased crit. Ooh, rock. Oh, hi. Greatly increased resonance liberation damage. Don't mind if I do.
The knight's challenge has arrived. Such is their blessing. Hopefully this helps. The wicked will be wind howls. Unfettered by bounds. Thanks for watching. Let the show begin. True form revealed at last. I, Raja's forces. Sounding the death knell. Atonement. My blade.
Overkill. Go.
All evil.
And Carnival, dealing damage slightly increases duration. You know what? We'll do this. Because I'm gonna constantly do damage almost every time.
The knights be gone, wicked souls. Such is their blessing. Wind calm. Wave follow. Master, a perfect chord. A grand overture. Collapse. Such is their blessing. Repent.
Repent.
Silence beckons. I rise and crash. Sounding the death knell.
basic attacks restore a small amount of Dreamscape. Dealing critical restores a small amount, which is doubled if the critical is dealt by Dreamscape power buff. Taking damage increases attack based on HP lost.
The Knight's Challenge. Hopefully this helps. Waves rise. Judgment strikes. The wind will face judgment. Such is that message. Oceans bow before torrents rage on. Tide vexing malice.
Cardathia's had it with all of these people and their bells.
Furious tides split the heavens.
Go back to church choir. When Dream buffs that enhance Resonator based off HP loss were treated as 1. That's exactly what I was hoping for.
The Knight's Challenge has arrived. Wind follows. Wind howls. Unfettered by bounds. Thanks for watching.
This is the only part I ever struggle with.
Let the show begin. Repent, for silence beckons. Sounding the death knell. Deceleration. Kill the denouement. Windstorm. Sweep all away. Be gone, wicked souls. Leave it to me. Wind rises.
Need to build up, dude. Oh my god.
We'll face judge. I am the Tempest. Thanks for watching. Now presenting a poem
I hate all
of
these bubbles.
Collapse. Oceans bow before me. Tides rise and crest.
Got it. It's those things that normally I have a hard time with, but I guess I don't with this team. Energy, which is doubled if dealt by a dream skill. Yeah, we'll just take this one. Because this one is off defeating an enemy and I don't have many enemies left. Lucid Dream status becomes permanent, but attack will never exceed. That's fine, because Cardathia doesn't need it to. So having the permanent dreams buff is actually better for me. Because the static dream buff was to increase my HP. Moderately reduce lucid dream status duration, but greatly increase attack. Defeating an enemy damage based on the excess crit rate. And very slightly reduces their max HP. Let's see. Oh no, these are both the same. In this one, it doesn't affect me at all. I guess I'm taking this one. Because I don't want to lose any health. I'm at 61,000? Okay. When intro skills cast, increase attack. My attack is static. Damage dealt, though, is increased as well, and that can increase. Restore 50 Dreamscape energy when a basic attack hits. My Dreamscape is permanent, so that doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. This can work. Deal more damage. That works. Increase max HP. That works. Consume 50% of their current HP to increase their attack. I don't need that. When basic attack hits, restore. Still don't need that. Okay, I can't really use the other stuff. 64,000 HP. I'm glowing red. No, the only bad thing about having a card of Thea is they do make it really, like, a lot of the content a lot easier. So they're definitely going to be a character that eventually, after I get done with the, like, fun of playing the new character, probably don't play her as much, just because I don't necessarily want all my fights to end in a flash. Restore a small amount, defeating an enemy. I'll take this one. Even though I don't need it.
The night's challenge has arrived. Test of hopefully this helps. Wind howls. Unfettered by bounds. Wind rises. Thanks for watching. Perfect pause. So listen. The trio of destiny. Repent.
Okay, I already have my 3 swords.
Silence beckons. Charge forth. I rise and crack. My blade.
Unleash that shield.
All evil. Be gone, wicked soul. Oceans.
I'm mad.
Fall. Centers. They fall. I rise and crack. Sounding the depths. Charge for windstorm. Sweep all away. True form revealed at last. I rise and crack. Sounding the death knell. Exonerate. Furious tide.
Well, my energy regen is definitely good on Parthia.
Repent, for silence beckons. Vexing malice. The haunting whispers return. I rise and crack.
Oh no.
Torrents, raid my blade.
Yay.
Purge all evil.
That was close. I don't want to take the rewards because it's not stuff I need. Let's see. Give me one moment.
Today's story is the great battle between a righteous knight and the wicked Threnodian.
Oh my, this,
And the victor is Cardathea the Knight.
honestly, that's my favorite idol. I want to get that on like a like clip at some point. I had like a moment where it was clippable, but my issue is that like I can't find it in the stream. I know if you stand still long enough, they'll do it. Let's see. Blub, 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 blub. I don't know if there's a manual way to trigger the idol. Oh, I know I want. Let me do the daily, and then I know I want to trigger it. I want to go to like her like top of the mountain peak spot. And then I want to get her idol to trigger so she can tell the puppet story over the city. You're not worth my time. How dare.
Such is their blessing. You won't.
Oh, like, where's those bullets coming from?
The knight's challenge has arrived. You won't. Thanks for watching.
Goodbye. Okay. Oh, I have 61. Okay, I have more than 200. So I should be able to make use of that. To get some of my farming out of the way. "24 days left. I think I'll get past 70. Let's see. Who do one of the people I honestly want to finish off is Encore because I know that they have high potential
Divinity may
and I'm nowhere near to seeing that.
Time for another adventure.
Plus, I need to get one person for each element up. I also need to get Jinshi,
Specific for you, it would be my honor.
but my problem with Jinshi is I don't have really any good swords. I think this is my best one that I have. But I do need money. So we're gonna go ahead and do the money thing. Minnesita. I was kind of hoping they would have one of these, like these little like trainee things, in the new zone. But they don't, from what I know. Maybe we'll get one later. I need money, so we'll do the money one. Solo. I haven't played with these people that often. Ever since I got my win team, and I found out how it feels to like having a like an actual good team that's like the full best in slots.
My complete.
Tomorrow is mine. I love down. Do 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 do. I'll never stop. Letting down. I'm in the mood for a fight. Well, I was. 82, 82. One of the reasons why I'm doing this is because I actually have a lot of echoes. I just don't have like the money for it. And then I also need to get the echo level up material.
The world is mine.
Oh no, I was trying to get the main guys. Oh, so you don't have any debuff on you? Exit. And then we'll do the echo material. This is echo, right? No, that's weapon. Resonator. What am I supposed to do to get echo? That one has echo on it, but like, it's not that great. Ooh, I need this for leveling up one of my things. But I think I'm gonna use it for the echo experience right now. That resource I've kind of gotten to a point where I'm like, I'll just spit on whatever.
The tides have whispered of your arrival.
I want to get Cantuella's stuff almost all maxed out. Because I'd like Cantuella to be a main character, but I kind of need like another Havoc person to work with her, so that way I'm not wasting her outro. I believe Encore you want to build straight attack. Encore. Build guide. Rua. Let's see. Main stat is... Oh no, her main stat is crit damage. Do I have another Risen Rider that I could replace that with? Nightmare, Inferno. And I did just recently get this. The blue Risen Rider. I need to switch you out for a level 1. I need to switch. It feels weird using one of my like things to switch the stats of one of these guys down here. Oh, okay, never mind. It 4, 6. Yeah, I don't know why it was saying before that I was like at 15. Burns bright. Dum bum ba dum dum. Ba dum 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 dum. Okay, let's hope that we get crit stuff. I don't like these two, but I do like seeing crit. I'm gonna find another crit rate one. And test this one. Okay, that one's locked because it has crit. But if Cantorella doesn't have it equipped currently, it's probably not. It probably got superseded with a better one. Oof, that's a terrible one. Guess you better run. Dun, 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 dun. That's not the worst. Let me see what that last stat is. Oof. Okay, let's compare these. Crit rate, and then resonance, liberation, damage bonus. And this one is crit rate, attack. Though we don't know what this last one has. Wish includes rarity high, upgrade. Yeah. You know what? This one works. because I'm not mad at that last stat. Nice, almost everything has crit rate on it. 60% crit rate from these. I am perfectly good with this. Now let's check the talents. I need to get this one up. I think, yeah. Well, now that they're up,
The divinity may foresee. Hopefully.
I believe arenas are like fine. Like last I checked. Yeah, several attacks, so like I'm good with that. Like they're not great. I'd like to see that higher.
The divinity may
I meant to
foresee.
check after.
Hopefully.
Okay, that's better. Still not amazing, but not terrible. Okay, I wonder if I can put together a good team for Encore to do the tower. I need to see who all is not available for the team. I would love it if I could get my first time ever, like, filling it out.
The divinity may foresee the future of the world, but I doubt they can.
Hopefully, we'll make new findings.
Okay. We're gonna see who is available for the right side. Okay, so Cantarella is with you. Farina is on this last one. So I could probably use Farina up until this last one. Oh, I probably, okay. Let's reset this. And instead of using Verena, I think we'll use Cantarella.
The tides have whispered of your arrival.
Casting intro skill increases wielder's attack by 10% and HP by 15%. That works. I don't know what your heal scale's off of, but... because I have a feeling Verena and Encore are gonna work better together. You. Wait. Okay, yeah. And then you. And that should work.
Oh, this is engulfed by sea's venom. Riptides claim you.
Capture the spark! My company. Take this! The world is mine. In the name
Rude.
of Montez.
He took it for his friend.
Still recognize me. Here comes a helper. Did I miss my compliment? Surrender. Is that it?
I'll keep you company. Eh? Oh, this will be fun. That tickles.
My compliment. You will yield. Hush. Running won't save you. Still recognize me. Here comes a helper. I'm sorry.
Oh god. That's a my bad.
I'm still standing.
Unselect. Replace. And I still feel like you're gonna be the one to help. I just need to do better with these two. Details.
I alone will decide whether
You do
it's
have the
a
static
show
mist.
or for battle.
So, no excuses. Let's see. You better run into the fire. It's mine. Sun's bright.
Artemville! My company. Glory demands more. Masterpiece complete.
There we go.
Here comes a helper.
Oh, this will be
Food.
quite the standard of sink into the endless deep. Pour another
Cramming won't save you. Here comes a helper. Witness the arch trueborn. My company. Surrender. The world is mine. In the name of the Montez.
Get away from me.
I'm no stranger to this sensation. Sink
Oh my god.
into the endless deep.
Okay. Well,
Capture the spark!
How did I die?
Here comes a helper. Did I mess it up?
I have no idea how I died there. Okay, exit. So it looks like Verena is actually needed for that part of the mission. Which means that I'm gonna need to use a different setup.
The divinity may foresee the future of the world, but I doubt they can predict.
Encore can stay with Cantarella, and then use Verena at the end. That would probably be the best.
The divinity may foresee the future.
Hopefully, we'll make new findings.
Switch. Switch with Cantarella. I need to upgrade this. I'm not going to be able to do enough of them, but we can see how many we need. Okay, so I need 5 more. But I should at least be able to get the first part done. You better run. Don't wait for the fire, no. Do 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 do. It burns bright. I think I'm gonna end the YouTube side of stream so that way we can like listen to music. So I will see everyone on the YouTube side later. We'll probably end up going back to working on the model tomorrow instead of going back to it tonight. And I think we're going to do a surprise Sunday stream because we didn't stream last Friday. So I'll see you later.